Are we live? It looks as if we are live. Yes. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another day in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster in Chief. And today in the BrewLab, I'm looking at this new card from AFR called the Vorpal Sword. It's one of those cards, and they get printed at least once a set, where somewhere in the text it says that player loses the game. You know, certain conditions need to be met, and then boom, insta loss. This one is a bit tough to obtain. I think the previous one that had, sorry, just indulge me for a second before I dive into the deck tech. I just want to loses the game. Yes, Angel of Destiny and Finn were like the ones that were most played, I feel, of late. But there's actually two of them in AFR. The other one is the Deck of Many Things, which as soon as I have enough wildcards to get a full set of, I will be building a deck around specifically trying to get roll at 20 on the Deck of Many Things, because that is a pretty cool little win con. But more about that in the future. To be honest, I never once played the Quidditch field here, Strixhaven Stadium. I felt this one was a little bit weak sauce, but I played the absolute crap out of Angel of Destiny. This one wasn't as hard, I don't think, to obtain as Vorpal Sword, especially because it fit into so many different decks. It being a cleric, if you drop this on top of a Valkyrie, Righteous Valkyrie, which gains you the life equals to the toughness of the cleric or angel that you drop on top of it. So you were gaining 6 life when this came into play, and yeah, it's also a flying double striker. Also, during the days when I was still playing in the old standard and we had Heliod, Sunblessed or whatever, the indestructible god. This and Heliod together on the field was just a nightmare to deal with. But anyway, today we're not looking at those. I was just trying to remind myself and you guys of all the various cards that have been printed of late in standard that have that little clause in it where it just says when something happens, that player loses the game. Today we're playing with Vorpal Sword. It's a 1 mana, 1 black artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has Death Touch. So that in and of itself isn't that bad. I mean, you drop this on turn 1 if you have nothing better going on, and then you can equip it at some point later in the game and give a creature Death Touch. Like, you never want to make it the only win condition of the entire deck is just this one card in there. The chances that that's going to go off is very, very slim. So it got me thinking, like, what deck would this fit best in? And I have to be perfectly honest and admit the fact that I did get the first kind of shell or inkling of this idea from MTG Jeff. Go check out his channel. He's a freaking legend. I love his stuff. Another great janky janklord, and like pumps out one video every day consistently as well. He's great. I love Jeff. And as a fellow dad, I take my hat off to him. He's also got 2 toddlers running around while he's trying to record his stuff, and the quality of his videos are definitely better than mine. Although he's been at it for a little longer, so I do have that excuse. But anyway, go check out Jeff. But anyway, he gave me the idea, and then I think I've taken it quite a few steps further. I thought to myself, we need to generate a lot of mana quickly, okay, because the payoff requires you to pay 5 and 3 blacks. That's a lot of mana. You need to pay 8. It's the cost of an Ugin just to activate this thing, and then you still need to get through with the damage. I now just posted this stream's link onto all my various Facebook groups that I'm a part of, Magic Arena Facebook groups. And I've already received a couple of really good pointers from some of my friends on those groups. It would probably be better to equip this onto a creature that is unblockable. But then I thought it was like a little bit, and of course I had that thought in the beginning when I was first trying to build around Vorpal Sword. But that's 2 different cards that need to be in the deck. And then, how, like, what would you put around that so that, you know, you don't just have that as the win con and the rest of the deck absolutely sucks? So I thought I need to slide this into something that's already a pretty good deck and then have this as, like, the additional cherry on top that hopefully we can get off, but we can mostly win without it. And but also that deck needs to be able to create a lot of mana quickly and be able to remove stuff out of the way so that you can actually get through for the damage. And Elves just seem to be the perfect shell for it. I have a few other ideas which I'm working on, which we will probably show off on the channel at some point in the next couple of months while we wait for Innistrad in September. But this one is good because we've got 2 new cards here from Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. The second one is this Circle of Dream Druid. So you can tap it and add 1 for each creature you control. Of course, it's 1 green, so you can only pay for the 5 part, the colorless part of this activation of Vorpal Sword with the mana that you can generate through Circle of Dreams Druid. But we've also got Tyvar Kell, which makes it so that all the elves that you control tap to add 1 black. So between the combination of Tyvar Kell and the Circle of Dream Druids, we can easily, and of course there's also Jaspera Sentinel, which is of course also an elf and can also tap an untapped creature you control to add 1 mana of any color. So as you can see, there's many ways in which we can generate enough mana to activate the Vorpal Sword quickly. The rest is just your kind of typical elf build. But it's slightly different from the one I used to be running, in that I'm running Return upon the Tide. I don't know why I wasn't running this more often. It's so bloody good. If they killed your Elvish Warmaster, which says that whenever 1 or more elves enter the battlefield under your control, you create a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token. This ability triggers once each turn. So if they kill this, you can even quite happily block with it, because you know full well that you've either got 1 of these in your hand, or you've foretold it, which also brings the cost down by 1. The following turn, you cast Return Upon the Tide, you bring back your Elvish Warmaster, for example, and this says that if it is an elf that you're returning from the graveyard to the battlefield, you create 2 1/1 green elf warrior creature tokens. So those enter the battlefield after the Elvish Warmaster enters the battlefield, so then it triggers the Elvish Warmaster as well. So off of the back of 1 spell, you're getting 2, 3, 4, 5, it's 4 creatures, but 5, power and toughness on the board off of 1 creature, off of 1 spell. That, I think, is pretty damn good in and of itself. And the elf deck, I mean, those of you who have never seen it yet or haven't played it yet have been living under a rock. But it's not the type of deck where you have a lot of control-y elements. You try and remove things too much or combo-y things. What you're really trying to do is just go wide. Go really wide. And you survive by always having chump blockers and making a massive elf army. And then at some point, you can either, and this is the cool thing, there's so many different ways of going about this. You can either, at some point, use the Elvish Warmaster's ability, which costs 7, 1 less than the Vorpal Sword, so you might be able to do that 1 turn before. So then they need to block a lot of stuff, because it might be the lethal blow. They block with a lot of stuff, everything has Death Touch, they lose their whole board, and then the following turn you follow through with the Vorpal Sword. But also, this is usually a game ender. All your elves get +2/+2 and gain Death Touch in the end of the turn. So, pretty damn good. But if that doesn't work, we've also got Harald Unites the Elves, which is a saga that costs 4, 2 colorless, 1 black, 1 green. The first time it comes into the play, when the first chapter triggers, you mill 3 cards and you may put an elf or Tyvar card from your graveyard onto the battlefield. So, 2 ways of getting things back from the battlefield. Return Upon the Tide and Harald Unites the Elves. Really essential in this type of creature deck, because if you run into a board wipe, something like that, you need to find a way to quickly rebuild up a board state. So Harald helps us do that. Or if it's not post-wipe, you're not playing a deck that has the colors that play any type of board wipes, then anyway, it just grows your field. But the second chapter is really good. You put a +1/+1 counter on each elf you control. And then, if the saga gets to stick around until the third chapter, whenever an elf you control attacks this turn, target creature and opponent controls gets -1/-1 until end of turn. So if you've got 5 or 6 elves down and you attack with all of them, you can, effectively -5/-5 spread out amongst as many targets as you like, which is a great little way of getting rid of things in the way of your Vorpal Sword. Then we're running 4 copies of Mortality Spear. Another good friend on my Facebook groups just mentioned that because there is no way that this will ever be reduced in cost down to 2, because I have no life gain whatsoever in the deck, that it would be better if I was running Binding of the Old Gods instead. Yes, I agree. But I do like the instant speed. I really do like the instant speed. In the initial build, I was running 2 Mortality Spears, 2 Bindings. I might go back to that. I might completely remove the Mortality Spear and just go for full 4 Bindings, because we do want to be able to get rid of any permanent, like enchantments and stuff like that. We do have a bit of trouble getting rid of in this deck, so that's why this is in here. And so far, it's been doing its job. Let's see. Maybe I'll go down one Binding. By the end of the stream, I'll do my usual thing, and I'll upload the final version of the deck to my Ether Hub for you guys to download and enjoy. The next crucial removal piece is Crippling Fear. I've been running this now in any deck that plays black that has a tribal theme. It makes sense. You can select Elves, wipe their field, everything of yours survives. Unfortunately, it's only -3/-3. I wish it was more. This card would have been mythic if it was more, but it is a really good card in any sort of tribal-themed deck that is running black with the small creatures. I think it makes perfect sense to be running 3 copies of it in this deck in particular. So that's why I'm running Crippling Fear. Then, card draw. We have Skemfar Avenger. Whenever another non-token elf or berserker you control dies, you draw a card and you lose 1 life, unfortunately. But that is quite cool in that if they do wipe the board, if they do kill some of your crucial elves, you at least get to draw some cards and restock your hands off the back of that. It is also a 3/1, which is, you know, they want to be blocking that most turns, which can, you know, aggressively, that type of play when you want them to trade, because you'd rather they have nothing in the way of your next turn, and you don't really mind losing the Avenger, and 3 damage on, you know, turn 3 is nothing to be scoffed at. What else? Tyvar Kell, of course, is great. We hardly ever get the emblem off, but making these creatures bigger all the time with the +0 is great, with the +1. And if you've got no other elves to play on top of your Elvish Warmaster, you can just you know, hit the 0 and make a little 1/1 green elf warrior creature token, which then ends up making 2 of them because it triggers the Warmaster. Of course, you can have multiple Warmasters in play. All in all, a great card, this one. Yeah, I mean, that's about it. It's as simple as it gets. We're trying to flood the field with loads of elves, put a Vorpal Sword on one of them, Crippling Fear, get rid of everything, and then attack in, having triggered the Vorpal Sword off the back of Circle of Dreams, Druids, and you know, some mana that you have available. Perhaps having to use some elves with Tyvar Kell as well. And yeah, if the Crippling Fear isn't the way that you can clear the way for Vorpal Sword, then Harald unites the elves. 3rd chapter is the other way. And then, of course, if they've only got 1 last little creature left in the way, you can also hit it with a Mortality Spear. Pretty straightforward concept, nothing too complicated. Let's jump into some games. Before I do that, though, I gotta get this out of the way. If I could ask you all kindly, if you haven't done so already, to consider subscribing to the channel. And that would make me a very happy lone fox. And of course, do all that other good stuff that the YouTube algorithm loves. Leave me some comments down below what changes you would have made to this deck if you were to play it. You know, if you do end up playing it and it does well for you, or you whatever you want to let me know, please. Like, I love to hear the feedback. Let me know in the comments down below. Not only do I love to get the feedback, but it does boost the channel and the video on the YouTube algorithm, so it is much appreciated. Thank you very much. Pretty wonky opening hand, but whatever. I've been actually loving it. Like, I've had some really fun sort of, it's not just easy wins, but I really think a little bit enjoy. Are you gonna level up your ranger class? Still plenty of this mono green deck going around. No blocks. See what I mean? That's exactly the play I was gunning for. That's exactly what I wanted. I just talked about that in the introduction. Still hasn't had a chance to pump up his Ranger class to level 2. I was very happy to trade. Now this is probably the point in the game at which we would like to get rid of this mortality. I mean, this, you know what, let's wait and see what he does. If he levels it up, I'm gonna get rid of it. There we go. That's nice. That's very nice. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. That's a cool little addition. Okay, deck, that's enough land now. Thank you very much. We need to start blocking a few things here if he swings in again, because, yeah. Our life total is dropping a tad below my liking. No beer tonight. I have no beer whatsoever. Another land. I have a feeling I could easily go down to like 22 lands in this deck and run some more removal maybe. Let me know what you think. I think that it's a very low curve. The most thing we have past here is ooh, well, that's nice. That's very nice. The most expensive thing we have past here is the 4 mana, so it might be okay to actually do that. Okay, starting to build up that little elf army. We've already got the mana to pump them up if necessary. A little Gruul build here. I was thinking it was just a typical mono green. I think there's something to Gruul and Ranger class. Like I still haven't even scratched the surface of what is, you know, available in this format. Come on, the land, mate. Okay, let's play defensively now. Still, we can get rid of something. We can swing in the following turn and get rid of some stuff. Or we can now pump up defensively. Ooh, that's just beautiful. Just as I was hoping you would play. Bye-bye. Unfortunately now we cannot still do this. Hello? Why hello there? Not a bad little turn. Not a bad little turn at all. If we can somehow get rid of whatever he plays next turn, we might just have this bag. Please removal off the top. Please some removal. Makes a treasure. There's another creature of the version? No. Mate, land steady. This is driving me nuts, so. Well, you better block. Woo! Okay. Baby. Thank goodness. Elves are good, man. Like, it's a tight little game. You gotta really think about things a little more than usual, but I like it. It's fun. Like, I'm having a little bit of a re-emergence just with my liking for elves. Just leaving. Okay, game 2. Game 1 in the bag. Didn't get to get the Vorpal Blade off, but we still got a nice win there against a Gruul Treasure deck. Range plus. Only 20 minutes into the stream. Ooh, a fellow Italian. A 99%er. I guess he could be Spanish. L'improbabile. That just means the improbable one. Or the improbable thing. Do we go for the campus? Yes, we go for the campus. Because I want to play the Jaspera on top of the Warmaster. It's a nice opening hand. I quite like that. There's also ability to go and fetch Warmaster back. We play the campus first tapped. Turn 2 we play the Warmaster. And then turn 3 we can play the Jaspera on top of the Warmaster and make a token. I think that's the safest. Ooh, is it gonna be a bitter match? Might even go. Oh, let's see. Not. It's a party deck. Rogue cleric. Patty. Party, yeah. See, it's kind of a little bit of a slow start. The elves. Then. Hopefully they don't play Abzan. There's no black coming at me. I don't see any fight spells that are played often. Oh no, this is Bant. Bant party. I would have played the camp if I were you. Alright, Linvala. That's good. That's really good. Now we can do a double drop. And then Tyvar Kell the following turn and start pumping up our Jaspera Sentinel, making it into a valid blocker for any flyers. Although he's on 3 party right now. If he gets one more party member in, he just needs a warrior, then we are kind of screwed. Oh, nice. Doom. Very nice. Oh god. Very nice, my dear fellow. The Arc Priest now becomes a flying 5/3. What a card. I wish. Very nice. Very nice party deck. Dear fella. I don't think we're gonna get out of this one unless I draw some fear. Although that's not going to get rid of the Sentinel or this guy. I think we are just dead. Yeah, that's dead. 99%er. Well deserved. That was a freaking good party deck. You got that happening really quickly. Turn 4, I was dead. Very, very nice. I think I might just have to copy that. Jaspera, Archpriest, Linvala, Shapeshifter, Shazablam. The only thing that would have like been able to get around this was Sweeper. Or we would like that. That was some crazy deck, man. Well done, buddy. Is Party making a comeback? Have there been any like significantly good new things in the D&D set? Because everyone was talking about like, oh, Dungeons and Dragons. It's, you know, you make a party and you go venturing in dungeons. Surely they'll bring out better wizards, warriors, rogues, and clerics to go with the party mechanic later on in the year with the release of Dungeons and Dragons instead. Meh. Meh. Absolutely nothing of new in that deck. Like, zero, except for that tap land, which I'm not sure why they were playing that over base camp or whatever it's called. Also comes into play tapped, unless they had a dragon somewhere in that deck, but doesn't make much sense, to be honest. Now that is a rubbish hand, unfortunately. But I do not want to mulligan. Not that much better, eh? Right, goes. Treasures. Mono black control. I like your little dragon, dude. Mr. Captain Cola. Captain Cola. No play. Yeah, it's the treasures thing. He's going to sacrifice this with the new 2-mana village rights that I always forget the name of. Get the learn off. Make the treasure. Oh no, that's the old one. The 2-mana one's way better, buddy. He would have had a treasure now. That level of ramp in colors that never really had access to it is crazy. You can get a turn 3 Goldspan Dragon with Rakdos. Yeah. Off you go. He took 3 with the crypt. He shocked himself, or bolted himself, just to be able to get that Nighthawk Scavenger out. Didn't really do him much. Oh, did it? Hunting for a specimen. We are definitely going to go uniting some elves at the end of this turn. Hopefully we come up with a good one. Either Tyvar Kell himself. A little bit of life gain there. Man, second game where I'm just flooding up. Great. I think the next 2 lands, I mean the next 2 cards are lands as well. Okay, I'm gonna drop it down to 22 and put in some better elves. Maybe the one that pumps up all the your other elves. Also make. Ouch! It's Turgid. It's Turgid. We need to, like, yeah, I don't know what, up our removal game just a tiny bit. 22 lands will be fine in this deck. We're peaking out at 4 mana value as the most expensive, you know, card in the deck. He's going to get us to either sacrifice or discard. Alright. What build? Turgid Lawless? Lolf? Lolf?
How desperate.
Lolf?
We will slay our enemies.
Should we double block Turgid? Nah. Change of plans? That is ridiculous, man. I'm sorry, guys. I just could not, like, bear to stick through that game. Flooding like that is just horrific. I need to reduce the number of lands in the deck right now. Okay, so our first little bit of adjustments, we can, well, I can discuss it as I do so and give you my reasonings why. I think I've already done a pretty fair job of that. Let's go down to 22. 22 lands. So because the average is 2.9. And then I think what we can do is put in maybe a Bloodchief's Thirst, and let's see, maybe 2. Oh, what did I just add there by mistake? Oh. And then Elf. I was thinking maybe putting in a Tactician. This is an elf, by the way. Human elf. Maybe a Harald. Harald could be good. Yeah, let's put in 1 cop. Let's go 3 and 2. Okay. What do you guys reckon? I quite like that. That's a nice little change. So we haven't increased the average. It's actually dropped by 1 because we've put in 2 more 1-drops. Or, you know, by 0.1. I like that. That's quite neat. Poetic. And I like Harald. It's a good way of, like, getting something into your hand. Could be a nice, and it's got menace, so we could probably put the Vorpal Sword on a Harald. I should have thought about that earlier, actually. I like that. That's very nice. Let's give this version a whirl. Sorry, I'm just replying to someone on Facebook. I very much like this hand. Yeah, I really should have thought of that. Putting the Vorpal Blade on Harald with Menace might be the kind of deciding factor sometimes if they've only got 1 big blocker or something in the way. Let's play you on green. Drop a Skemfar Avenger. Looks like we're racing goblins to the finish. Now the deck is trying to go wide, although they do have access to a bit more removal. Oh, yay! Thank God we have. God, I'm not here. That is extremely annoying. It'd be really cool if that's a problem. Or is it? Oh, she's an elf! No! Can you believe it? What a mistake. What a mistake. What a terrible. Oh my goodness. He's an elf. I forgot about that. Beautiful, mate. Beauty. Deck, I guess. I mean, whatever. You're playing a bunch of stupid cards that Shouldn't exist at all, but anyway. No elf. Come on, Harald. That's the second time you whiffled on me. And one of you ended up in the graveyard, which I do not like. Do you see? Would really have liked to draw any bloody elf at all. Probably should have gone for Harald followed up by Harald. Are you gonna swing? I'm gonna kill your Delina if you do. You don't have the Barbarian class that gives things menace, so sorry. Okay. Nothing off the top. Let's keep up the pressure. Brings us both down to a nice even 9. I have a feeling he's trying to like drop something crucial that then he's going to copy with Delina. Yeah. Sword. Have a land off the top. Really? Okay. Decisions. Oh yeah, we can just win. I like to move it. I like to move it. Sorry, dude. You should not be playing stupid cards that don't exist. This nonsense. You know, when we all thought Cavalcade Calamity had left the format, previous rotation, they slammed this rubbish on us. Luckily, Mono Red didn't pick it up much. Not that there was any problems with Mono Red, with Ember Cleave and all of that stuff, but at least they didn't pick up on that crappy card. Because Cavalcade Calamity, when it was in the meta, in standard, was just an absolute freaking nightmare. I used to hate on that card so much. So far, so good. We still haven't gotten the combo off. We're sitting on 38 minutes. We've got to get it off at least one before I stop recording, right? Come on. Vorpal Elves. Vorpal. Misa likey. Misa keepy. I'm starting to think my friend was absolutely right on the Facebook group. Mortality Spear is good for the instant speed, but it can never be reduced down to 2. Might as well just play, you know, Binding. Then we get Ramp and Death Touch and stuff. This little card is so cute, man. 2/2, I mean, you know, 1/1, first strike, death touch, venture. I've only tried one venture deck. I think I need to give it another good whirl before I call it absolute rubbish. Slowly I've seen people like figuring it out, and I've been coming up against them on the ladder, and I've watched other streamers come up with some cool ideas. I think there is something there. I'm not sure what, to be honest. Now, do we block this guy? And he won't die though, he's got first strike. We just die, so who cares? That's actually so good. Bye. Alright. Harald treasure. Ooh, Nadar. There you are, my laddie. You're gonna get Mortality Spear, aren't ya? Treasure. Another triumphant adventurer. I think Harald is definitely our target here. Bye-bye. What do we want to be top decking here? Maybe maybe the Vorpal Blade itself or another Harald. Oh god. He's going for the Cleric, Knight. I'm, you know, always looking out, seeing what other people are coming. Venturing thing. That's good. Death's touch first, right? There's no blocking that guy. You do. Ooh, baby, baby, baby. Oh, baby, baby. Life is good. Life is good. Those crippling fears just when you need them. Oh! Crippling your ass. That was just freaking beautiful because, yeah. Just because. Okay. Keep up the pressure, pump it up. Keep up the pop. He needs to get venturing before this thing gains flying. Power kill. Rubbish removal, in my opinion. Absolutely worthless. Ow! You better block it up. Block it up. Block it up. Ow! Elves, baby, I'm telling you. It's a great little deck. Rise. Let's try 3. We need to win. I mean, we're gonna win this time, no matter what, I think. But, yeah, good game. So far, Venture, I'm still, like, on the fence. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Honestly, meh. Kind of rubbish. Still haven't seen a deck that really pops off with it. I think it might just be one of those things where, like, you can play some cards that have it, not build your entire deck around it, and then you just get the occasional little bit of added value along the way, but, like, try not to make it, let's say, your win con. I think that's probably the best way to go around Venture for now. I still haven't tested out, you know, anybody who's been following the channel long enough will remember that I was, during spoiler season, mentioning the fact that you could double the triggers on the dungeons with a Witherbloom engine. Woo! Double triggers on really weak things. I don't know. It's kind of a bit of a fail to me, but anyway. This hand is a little bit crappy, innit? Alright. Tyvar Kell. Ripped elf. Although Harald is pretty ripped as well. Taking that 8-pack. These guys have not been missing, the gym at all. Like Tyvar. Rack those treasures. You're gonna be facing down a Goldspan Dragon probably next turn. Turn after. Turn after. Could have probably swung with the Warmaster. We don't have the what's it called? Return upon the tide. Yet. Third land would be absolutely groovy. Beg your pardon. So far in the previous couple games, the fact that we went on 22 lands was not a problem at all. Back up. Hello. Welcome to the party. Yeah, now it's a problem. That is a big problemo. It's an absolutely big problemo. Gosh dang. We're gonna get out-ramped like crazy. Attack with the Magda. I should probably kill her. Okay, doesn't matter. We will. With Zorn in play. Zorn. Make 2 treasures instead of 1. Nice. Nice, dude. Nice. I haven't quite ever built it this way around. It's a nice little combaroony you got going there, my dear fellow. Yeah, get to draw a card as well. Land! 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 Yes. God. What do we kill? You know, when we do, when we can. Wish I got Crippling Fear already. It's Goldspan coming in our face next turn. I'm almost 100% sure of that. But, c'est la vie. And it's going to be a pretty sizey Goldspan. It's going to be a 7/7 flyer with haste. That makes 2 treasures because Zorn is in play. Nice little deck there, my dear fellow. Again, what I mentioned in the intro, it's like, who cares if you lose a 3-1? And, 3 will kill either, both, he needs to block with one of them, or he's going to take 3 damage. If he blocks with either of them, he loses 2 pieces to his next turn. So he takes the damage, which is great. And we weren't going to block with the Skemfar Avenger. Go 7/7 fire, haste. That makes 2 tokens. We're dead. We're so screwed. I mean, we can draw Mortality Spear the Goldspan. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. I like your deck, buddy, very much. I'm gonna have to give it a copy. Come on! That is just... Okay. Ooh! There's a fucking treasure, dude. Well, that's GG. Good game. Nice deck. Very nice. I'm very, very, very Very impressed. I mean, you did get the most unbelievable curve ever, but like, wow. That's the first time I've seen it pop off quite that well. I've tried to do this. It's never quite worked. He's obviously been playing it a lot. Like, his sequencing of turns and stuff was just phenomenal. Congratulations, Rosa PH. Crosaf. Hey, Billy. Welcome to the stream, brother. It's good to have you on. Always. Thank you so much. Elves are very hard. You are right. Elves are very... I mean, not very, but it's not just like you know, the Angels deck I played a few streams back where you just play the cards in your hand and you win the game without much thought going into it. This is a lot more old school Magic. Little incremental things that, you know, gonna get you there in the end. And if you can get the combo off that I'm trying to get on the beginning of the stream, then good for you. But most of the times it's a bit of a struggle. But I like it because of that. First little Bloodchief's Thirst we've drawn since we've introduced it to the deck. Hopefully it's kind of, oh, yeah, affordable hull. It isn't an artifact. It is an artifact, but it isn't a colorless artifact, which is cool. Ooh, nice. Look at my face. Can you see my face? This is the face I make when I don't make my third land drop properly. And our opponent just gets everything that he needs to perfectly just kick our ass. It's a little bit frustrating, I must say. Maybe some MDFCs that also fit the theme. Instead of the, I don't know, Bloodchief's Thirst or something. Some kind of like, let's make our creatures into, crying out loud, mate. Like, come on. What am I supposed to do against that? Really, like... Got another one in his hand. A little bit annoyed. Oh god, not Scoots. Where's the sixth land? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Oh, good. Oh, no. Why the Scoot Swarm of all things that could have possibly freaked? Ended up with a Scoot Swarm.
Join me in battle.
This is a cool one I've also been looking at. It's not super performing, but Druid class in a landfall deck. Got a few ideas up my sleeve. Over unless we top deck a Crippling Fear. Doesn't swing. Oh, okay. Whatever.
Come on, we can do this.
What a stupid card. I have never played a Scoot Swarm deck. I am not that kind of person. Yes! Watch this. Bye-bye. Please come again. Yes! Oh, baby. Top Deck City! Billy, you know what? I've got another deck. I'm going to send it to you on Facebook. If you want to give Elves with Death Touch a try, it's called Touchy Elves. I've got you on Facebook. Let me just quickly find you. Billy Basham. Where are you? There you are. Check this out. I think you're going to like this one. And if you've already crafted that deck, you've probably got the wildcards for it. Sorry, people watching the stream, if anybody, or the replay. Probably mostly people watching the replay. I'm just going to quickly send this deck to Billy because I think he would like it. And he is one of my favorite followers, as he does jump on the stream very regularly. This is the one. With Finn the Fang there, Elves, other Death Touch synergies. As long as you're still playing, you know, the old standard, then you can otherwise just take out the Hooded Blightfang, put in something else. You know, there's still some of the old cards in here, but this was a really cool, fun little deck. With and the cool thing is, Harald, you may reveal an Elf, Warrior, or Tyvar card, and Finn is a Warrior, so you can often find, you know, tutor up your Finn by dropping Harald. Anyway, I'm going to send you this one. I think you might like it. Skadoosh! Back to the games. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. That was a really, really, oh my god, yeah, I think you heard my laughter. How good that was. Just top deck the Crippling Fear. He was going to kill us next turn. And just whoosh, instant scoop. Take that frickin' ram it where the sun don't shine. Dude, I hate that guy. It's beautiful. Again, some people that Watsy smoking crack when they come up with that shit, I'm telling you now. That's a pretty nice little hand there. Desperados. I like that nickname. 94%. First. Okay, that's enough Crippling Fear now. It's like the only copies we have in the deck are now sitting in our hand. The Shuffler is fine, folks. The Shuffler is fine. Ooh, Max is online as well. Yeah, this is shaping up to be a good night of Magic for me. Got some fellow streamers, fellow gamers, friends, and fans alike following me. Ooh, nice. Probably gonna get countered though, because we're playing Dimir Control. Yes, it is. We've got to get those counters out of his hand at some point. There's no point in trying to play around a deck with Elves. They're just gonna always have the counter, so I might as well just keep playing and try to empty his hand. It's another one there. Maybe it's a Alrune's Epiphany, or the one where he can draw, scry 2 and draw 2, something, the universe. Enough of the lands already. At least we can scry next turn. Or, you know, their end step. This is a nice little turn as well. Hopefully it doesn't get countered. Yes! Not only do we make that, but we can also... Ah, boom! That is a lovely little turn right there. How's it, Mike China? By the way, for those of you who don't know, I grew up in South Africa, which is why I'm Italian. I'm in Italy right now. I'm playing the Italian sleeves. I speak fluent Italian. Both parents are Italian. But we moved to South Africa when I was 7 years old, which is why I speak such good English and why my accent sounds the way it does. And in South Africa, we use the expression China just the same as they do in Cockney. It's that whole thing where you call the person by the rhyme of the thing. So, mate, China plate. You can counter one of them. I've got two. Okay. Nice. Nice, a little bit of damage there. Slimy bugger, these control decks. It's so good. There he is.
The multiverse must always... Apparently, I can create your doom in dog form.
Double cast one next turn or something. Ay. Modern Kynan. You know, whenever I see, like, this is one of my, like, core, like, main strategies when it comes to deck building. I often, like, pick, like, an all-star, like, the bomb, the thing that, you know, is gonna be the main build around, the thing that I'm trying to showcase. And then I will, read it. So in this case it says, you know, the emblem says that you have no maximum hand size. So then I started thinking to myself, like, what other cards are there in Standard that do that, so that we can compound that effect and arrive at it sooner. Ugh. And so, you know, right now there is the MDFC card from Zendikar Rising, what's it called? God. I can't remember.
Heal.
Something. Freaking hell. I'm drawing a blank here. Help me, guys. MDFC land from Zendikar Rising. Blue. It's a blue one, of course. Card draw and all that. Hand size stuff. Images. I'm just googling it quickly. Seagate Restoration also says that you have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. There's a new card in this game's over. In the new set as well. One of the classes that also says the same thing. Monk class, I think it is. No, Wizard class. Wizard class. You have no maximum hand size as soon as it comes into the field. So I think that, together with Mordekainen, making huge creatures, massive hands, loads of spells to cast, there's something there as well. I mean, man, like I said, I've barely scratched the top of the freaking iceberg. Is that even the right saying? But yeah, there's still so much more to do. But I have unfortunately reached an hour, and I need to call this stream quits, and it's going to have to be it for the night. I do have to jump out of my YouTuber hat and into my daddy hat and put my kid to bed, as my wife has an early one tomorrow and needs me to take over the daddying duties. So I'm going to call it for tonight. We didn't get the Vorpal Sword combo off, but we got some pretty nice convincing wins with the Elves themselves. And I will probably revise this deck and you know, the Vorpal Sword part of it, maybe not with the Elves, and keep bringing you newer versions of that as well. So keep your eyes on the channel. Also, if you haven't done so already, let me do this once more before I hit stop stream. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'm almost at 90. I'm so stoked. I like had a little boost there. I was sitting on 60 for so long. Now we're almost sitting at 90. Thanks, Billy. Thanks for jumping on the stream. Have a great night as well. I'll see you on Hello Good Games stream around 2 o'clock my time. And yeah, until tomorrow, where I will be coming at you with some fresh brews. This is the Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out.